Well, Kit, when you say the winds are going to pick up a little bit, that always makes me a little nervous that something might be blowing in with it. So I'm kind of anxious to see how the next few days play out here.
Well, really, it's just a hot, dry wind blowing in with this. We've got a few low pressure systems that are dry. There's not really a whole lot of moisture in the atmosphere with these. We're kind of between the two moisture transports, or the two jet streams, the polar and the subtropical one. And it's really giving us pretty stagnant weather. We're not seeing any moist weather systems come through. But that's a bad thing. We'll get to that in just a moment. Temperatures across the western part of the state in the 20s right now, so pretty cold for them. But we're only in the mid-30s here for the Tri-Cities area and 32 degrees right now at the freezing point out there towards Lincoln. But let's take a look at the dew points. Like I said, we're kind of dry right now. We've got a lot of dew points in the 20s and even some teens up towards western Nebraska. Even here in central Nebraska, we're into the upper 20s. But later on in the afternoon, when we factor in this and the actual temperature, right now we're close to the dew point, so the humidity is high. But the humidity will be very low when we're up in these upper 60s that we're forecasting for highs. So factor that with the winds. The winds are going to be picking up today. We already see that southwesterly wind across the western part of the state, northeastern Colorado. Let's take a look at future wind gusts as we get through the afternoon. This is Wednesday at 4:30 p.m. We've got winds gusting up to around 25, 30 miles per hour for some of us, but then we're looking at 40-mile-an-hour wind gusts across much of the western part of the state and even into central Nebraska. So that's going to be pretty windy. Any chance of any fires starting? That's going to help fuel those fires possibly. And then as we switch overnight into Thursday and even into Friday, a little bit more of a northwestern wind, but later on in Friday, we'll start to see more of a southern wind. That will help us warm up very quickly late on Friday night as well, pretty warm. But right now we've got a critical fire risk out towards the Panhandle and into the Sandhills down towards the tri-state region there. So it's a level 2 of 3 from the Storm Prediction Center. This is for fire weather conditions rather than for severe weather conditions. But it's looking like we've got this red flag warning across much of the northern Sandhills down into southwestern Nebraska. So if you are going to be outside and burning anything, you probably want to postpone that because the wind, the dry dew points, the dry humidity is going to really fuel any fire. So brush fires could be a big risk today and tomorrow. Looking at our hourly forecast as we head through the day today, here for central Nebraska, temperatures getting up into the mid-60s, so a warm and breezy day. Tomorrow, those winds are going to be picking up even more, though. Let's take a look at the 3-day forecast because temperatures 64 today. We've got a northern wind tomorrow, about 40 miles per hour then, and we'll see those temperatures dive down. But we get back to a southern wind as we head towards the weekend with daylight saving time beginning 70s, it looks like, Alyssa. Should feel more like May.